Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Mega Man Powered Up Part 6. So we're finally going after Dr. Wily in his final level. And this level actually is very similar to how it was in the original Mega Man, where it's like where you get to jump on the floor. The floor is like a castle almost, where it's like up, down, up, down, up, down. There's these screw robots that come around, they shoot in all the directions. But it's really easy to take them out with the rolling cutter. The rolling cutter actually goes through walls too, which probably makes it better than a man's weapon in this game. The rolling cutter actually is the best weapon in this game. It's very useful. Well, it is like an underrated weapon. A lot of people don't praise it as much, but actually is really good in this game. So Dr. Wily doesn't really show much about his deep affection for Gutsman. One thing he does kind of do on a very subtle level, say that he loves Gutsman, is that he references his stage by having one of these things in his level, one of these conveyor belt things that you have to ride on. And the gaps are larger too, and when it dumps down, so you have to jump on these platforms up here, we get some stuff, get some health and things. There's no magnet beam to help us out. The magnet beam actually could be, beneficial for this, but clearly this game wasn't made for wussies, because most of the people in this game were wussies. There's skulls everywhere and bones. Dr. Wily loves skulls for some reason. He's really big into the skulls. It wasn't really much of a level at all. It's just that little challenge thing at the beginning, and now we can go and fight Dr. Wily in this long, unnecessary hallway we have to run through. We just run here. I might get a coffee while this is going on, because this is going to take quite a while, actually. Yep, so now we finally get through the door where we'll be confronting Dr. Wily.
Warning! If only I programmed you differently back then, it would have been genius! It's the only mistake I made in my life!
I'm really angry, Dr. Wily. Using innocent robots for your evil plans? I won't forgive you for this!
What? Why, you insolent fool! I will crush you with a loud crunch! Behold, my latest creation, the ultimate combat robot, Wily Machine Number 1!
Wily Machine Number 1. Implying it's going to be more Wily Machines afterwards, but it's unknown because we don't know what happens to this version of Mega Man, this incarnation of Mega Man after this specific game is over. And so, he uses different weapons from the different robot masters in the game, but if you know about what the weakness of that robot master, you can easily take one of their weapons, which is what I'm doing right here, and attack him with them, and actually would do more damage against me as a weapon. So he's going to use Iceman's weapons. If you throw a Hyper Bomb at him, it's going to do more damage. That's Iceman's weakness in this game. Now he's probably going to shoot bombs at us, so we could use the Bomb Man's weakness, which is Cut Man's weapon, so you just get the rolling cutter out and just use to slice him through. Look at that. We already destroyed most of his health on the first. This is like the first form of the fight. We're already winning. That means something's gonna happen in the second phase of the fight. Maybe this game does have adaptive difficulty, where the game, the more better you are, the more challenging it is. Kind of like the original Rayman.
You stubborn fool! This time I'll finish you for good! Curses! Useless piece of junk! Wait a second! It's alive again! I'm a genius!
So Dr. Wily repaired his broken down machine, so now he can fly, or now he's flying over us again. He's gonna do the same thing as before. He's just gonna keep using the different weapons against us. We're going to resort to using Cut Man's rolling cutter, because we can't use a weakness. There's no known way to use a weakness for that, so that actually would be a cheap way for him to win. But of course, he's not that cheap. He still likes to give himself some challenge. So we just use the Ice Slasher, and we use his Fireman's weapon. Now he's being cheap and using the rolling cutter against us. Well, there was a way to use Gutsman's weapon against him. Maybe he wanted Gutsman to defeat him. Maybe he secretly wants Gutsman to take his place as being the ruler of the world or something like that. Dr. Wily is doing this ultimately so he can rule the world with evil robots, and he'll never have to work a day again in his life or something like that. He does stand there a lot of times and do nothing, just let us get a bunch of free hits on him. I know what he's doing. He's toying with us. Look what he's gonna do. He's toying with us. He's gonna, show us a secret feature that his chip had all along. He obviously planned this ahead of time. This is obviously something could have had to have been planned. There's no way he could have just made this up on the spot right there, improvised this. See, look, he just brings up these things. There's no way to escape from this, and he gets us killed. There's no way to escape from that, and he does that completely at random. So we're gonna have to fight him again. Fight Dr. Wily again, his proud Wily machine number 1 that he's all so proud of. And yeah, he's so proud of it. Yeah, we're gonna break it easy. You can see his red ship, as I mentioned earlier, as a red spaceship in this game, and pay homage to the red spaceship he had in the original Mega Man. You can see him controlling that thing. This boss actually is a lot more complex than it was in the first Mega Man. The original Mega Man, he only had like 1 or 2 weaknesses, and he didn't use other Robot Master's weapons. It was a challenge all the time, too. I just recently played that again, and it actually was quite challenging. Maybe that's something due to the fact I was playing on a keyboard, but still is a pretty big challenge overall to fight Dr. Wily and his robot thing, his Wily machine number 1. Especially when he uses a rolling cutter, he's very cheap against us. He's taking a lot of hits on us. It looks certain that we're probably going to lose because he has the lead, he has a strong upper hand on us. Look at that, we just shoot oil at him. You don't have to slide this time around, just shoot an oil, get a little shot of oil and does more damage against because he has a Lackman's weapon equipped. This boss, I thought this boss was really cool as a kid, and I was really proud of myself for beating this boss when I was a kid. It's like, well, again, it's one of the first times I ever beat a game ever, saw the ending of a game, and knew that, hey, video games are actually beatable. They're not just things that are made to take our money from us, or things that were made to sit in front of all day every day thinking there might be some kind of end to this insanity, but no, there isn't. But this game actually proved to me that it is possible to beat video games, and it is possible that they have to see their endings. And so now he's just gonna fly there for a bit. He could use that, do that cheap move against us again, but I don't think he wants to do that. He just wants to, be more fair. I don't know how fair he is at fighting. He's a bad guy. Since when have bad guys ever, classical literature has always taught us that bad guys never stay true to their word. Only it's not his word that he doesn't use a weapon, that he'll never use a weapon that's never his weakness. So we're like, he doesn't have a weakness, so he's using the bombs against us. He's a roller cutter on him. And we're going at him. He's just like, he could just fly over us and crush us maybe, but I don't think he was that. But then again, no video game boss ever does stuff like that. All bosses in video games can easily destroy the main protagonist in video games easy. But for some reason, they just never do that. Probably because they're dumb and stupid. Like, Bowser could easily crush Mario in the Mario games, and Dr. Robotnik could easily just build some machine that just shoots infinite spikes out at Sonic, and he can rid his place of rings. There's no way for Sonic to regain anything. And Dr. Wily just build something with spikes and just use it against Mega Man. And spikes are Mega Man's only known weakness, so all these villains are some kind of way to win, but of course they like to slack off. All villains are slack. Villains are just slackers in some way or another. He must be a slacker because we just defeated him. He's going to do just what he did in the first game.
Why, you? This calls for a temporary retreat. Whoa! Wait a minute. I promised to be good. I'm a changed man. I said I promised.
Yeah, it's doing that same anime-like sound effect where he gets on his knees and starts begging to us because he realizes he just got defeated against an evil, well, not evil, but he is a killer robot. Imagine if Mega Man did go bad. That could be a storyline for a future Mega Man game. Thanks to the heroic actions of Mega Man, peace has once again been restored. Even the nefarious Dr. Wily seems to have had a change of heart and is now ready to work for a peaceful tomorrow, or so it seems. Implying that maybe Dr. Wily, realized the error of his ways and now he's good again. Or so it seems, implying he might turn evil again like he did in every other Mega Man game afterwards. But we'll never know, this game never had any sequels. This gonna show us, it does the same thing it did in the original Mega Man, where Mega Man's running down the... running down. It's actually the opposite. The ending in the original game started the daytime and it went to like twilight or evening, and now this time around it starts at nighttime and it's going to be daytime when we get back. And Mega Man has to spend most of his time just running down the thing, or the long stretch of land while it shows the credits of the game. Actually shows every single person that worked on this game. There's no Yuka Chance Papa in this game. Yuka Chance Papa I don't think anything to do with this game. But still giving us the credits of every single person that worked on this game and showing us who all the Robot Masters were. They've been reminding us who we had to take on in order to get to this part. And this ending credits music in this game was actually really good. It's probably the best ending credits music of any Mega Man game ever. I love how they remixed it and but just everything about this game is really good. It's an awesome remix. The remixes are awesome. The graphics are good. They're really good for PSP standards. PSP was kind of like a mix. It was better than PS1 graphics, but not as good as PS2 graphics. But that doesn't really matter much for a game like this. This game pulled it off perfectly, I think. This game perfectly demonstrates what the PSP was capable of. And this game really does, this game does demonstrate what Mega Man is supposed to be. It's just a fun, enjoyable experience of a simplistic story. And there's all the Robot Masters monsters that we came across throughout the game. They'd all been reprogrammed by Dr. Light, and we could jump down and say, hey, we beat the game. Yeah, we won. Produced by Capcom. What a nostalgic joyride this was. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.